All right, boys, it's about time I give you the pretty unfortunate news about the Focus project. If you guys have been around the channel for a little bit, you probably remember towards the beginning of 2021, I bought this 2006 Focus ZX3. I was super excited about it because I bought it actually at an auction in Pennsylvania, a Copart auction. You guys have probably heard of Copart if you've been into cars for very long. They sell salvage quality vehicles, and a lot of people like to go through them to get a good deal on a car. A lot of dealerships go through them. They are mainly selling to dealerships, but in some states you have to be a dealer to bid at an auto auction, and in other states you don't have to be. And in my state of New York, you do have to be a dealer, so you would have to go through a licensed broker to bid on anything from Copart. But I bought this car out of Pennsylvania, about 4 hours away from here, and they don't require a dealer's license. So I was able to bid on the car with all the fees and having it shipped up here. I didn't even go down there once to do anything with the car. I was in a little bit over $1,000. So it was a little bit of a risk, but when I got the car back, I realized that it was super clean for what it was, and I could have just scored a really good deal. For a while on the channel, I've been doing this thing where I do these like flip projects. So my end goal is to start like a small dealer of my own or do something along those lines. But leading up to it, what I've been doing is I will buy a car for the channel, but with the mindset that I am going to flip it as soon as possible for hopefully a profit, and take you guys along not only with the experience of that, but just, you know, getting some stuff done on the car, working on it, cleaning it up, talking about the financial end when I finally do sell it, and, you know, just a really cool like flip project series. This would have been my third one on the channel. I flipped 2 other PT Cruisers previously. As you guys know, that's like my specialty, and I kind of wish now that I stuck with that platform, but this was a little bit of a risk, a little bit of a jump out into waters that I had not yet been into. And I was really excited to try something different and learn something new about the whole automotive sales industry, I guess. Something that is a big part of it, at least, which is auctions, salvage auctions, and things like that. So I got the car home. I did a few things to it. I worked on it. I put up a video or 2 on it, but I uploaded a video a long time ago now. You guys might have seen it. It didn't get a ton of views, but basically I started talking about how I had a small issue with my title for this car. And I'll go into detail later on in the video and explain exactly how that all worked. But essentially, the New York DMV did not want to touch the title. They were basically telling me that it was void because of the way it was signed off on, and Copart didn't want to do anything about it. Copart said that it was perfectly normal, and I'm not trying to dox anybody or anything here. You know, these things happen, and it's not uncommon, but I searched far and wide. I went to multiple different DMV offices within my county. I talked to multiple different people. Tons of you guys had feedback that I tested out. I talked to other people that had dealers and dealers licenses and things like that wanted to try to help me get a title, but upon seeing exactly what was going on, they really did not know what to do about it, and nobody knew how to get me out of this situation. The DMV didn't really have anything for me. Copart didn't have anything for me. Nobody had anything for me. It has been many months of just kind of trying to figure this out, pushing it to the back burner because I've got other stuff to do. I finally kind of gave up, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna list this as for sale, either a whole car with no title, you know, for a parts car, strictly a parts car only, or a derby car, or try to part it out, because I put brand new tires on this car. I did a bunch of stuff, and like I don't want to lose all that money. That sucks, you know, because I'm a small channel, I'm a small business, like starting basically. So, you know, to take a loss like that kind of hurts a lot, but you know, we'll figure it out, and I think I finally have a solution that will at least get us so we can move on from this car and focus on a new project here ASAP. That's what you guys will be seeing next. That's all gonna be happening tomorrow, but I kind of wanted to film this to intro the video, and yeah, this is the grand finale for the Focus. Not a very good grand finale, but nevertheless a finale, and kind of sucks that this car has to end the way that it does, but I learned, and you know, the knowledge gained from everything that I've been through with this car is extremely valuable. As much as it sucked, it is extremely valuable, and I'm just happy for that. So I guess I'll check back with you guys tomorrow when this car leaves the fleet. As you can see, Focus is on a trailer, and it's headed out. Bye bye, Focus. It was fun while it lasted. All right, boys, it's time. It's time for me to tell the full story behind the Focus, what happened to it, who I sold it to, why I sold it, what happened with the title, and just explain the whole thing. And the reason I want to do this is just in case any of you guys go the same route or want to go the same route with going through an auction to buy a car personally, just, you know, for personal use and not under a business. You know, just kind of like a friendly warning, like here's my experience and how I got really screwed up and was pretty much out of my control, and you know, just telling you guys about what happened with me. First of all, before I get started, I want to give a big shout out to Michael from Tuscaloosa Metal Company. He's the one who actually bought the car, and he saw my listing and hit me up about it. I was really hoping to sell the car as a whole because I didn't want to really invest the time parting it out, although I would have, and I would have made some videos, and we would have had a good time doing it. But it was looking like the most I could get was like a couple $100 for it, like for its weight and scrap value as a whole, and that's about what anybody was willing to pay for it, for anything like a derby car or anything that it was able to be used for. So it was looking like that wasn't going to be a possibility, but Michael ended up giving me a super good price for the whole car, which was probably like twice as much as I was going to get anyplace else. All things considered, it was a super good price. He offered to pick it up for free as well, and he's going to let me keep the brand new tires that I had on it, which is also huge. So if you're anywhere in upstate New York or a surrounding area, I'll leave a link to their Facebook page below. If you have a junk car that you want to get rid of, I would say from my experience thus far, they are by far the best way to go. So not sponsored or anything, I just wanted to give him a quick shout out. So I'm just really happy with how that ended up turning out. But for those of you who don't know the details behind what happened with the title, basically the car was delivered to me without the title. So I bought the car from Copart and I paid for them to have a third party all through them deliver it to me. I received an email from Copart stating that if I signed off on this notarized power of attorney form, POA, and then scan it and send it to them, that they would sign off on the title for me before mailing it to me. So me knowing nothing about any of this stuff, I was like, sure, that sounds good. I did the paperwork, got it notarized, scanned it to them, and about a week later, I think anyway, I got the title in the mail. No big deal. By that time, I had already bought parts for the car. I was ready to go all out, which now I realize is a big mistake, and I will never, until I go to the DMV and the car is in my name, I will not spend a dime on it. PA titles have a spot under the buyer's section where the purchaser or co-purchaser writes a name or business name, puts down the address and all the information needed, and then the purchaser or co-purchaser must sign and print their name on the line and sign it in the next. And I'll try to have an example document up here on the screen so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So since I didn't go down there and sign it myself, they did it before mailing it to me, like I said. So their representative printed their name and signed their name in place of me at the bottom, but they put my name at the top under, under that line. So seems simple enough, right? Apparently not. So I took it to the DMV with all of the paperwork associated, like the power of attorney document and all of that stuff, and I explained it to them at the DMV. I said, it's a little different, but this is what we did, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, nope, sorry, can do. Not gonna touch it. They said the signature was fine, but the fact that my name was not the one printed on the bottom line, even though my name was at the top, because they printed and signed, they were trying to say they would make him like a co-owner, and basically it was voiding the title. I tried to argue with them and explain multiple times, that because my name was at the top, I was told because they had the power of attorney form to sign in place of me, that this should be fine. They're like, no, that's not, they should have wrote your name, blah, blah, blah. It was just really stupid. I went to multiple DMV offices, talked with multiple different people there, and they all said the same thing. No matter what, I tried. And then according to Copart, I hit them up, obviously, like, help, and they were like, dude, that's perfectly normal, we've done this before, I don't know what to tell you. So I go back and forth through a rat race with both Copart and the DMV, and I ended up talking to independent sources. A lot of you guys had information to share. I talked to people around here that have dealers and dealers licenses that work with that kind of paperwork all the time and deal with weird stuff all the time. It was all to no avail. After going back and forth for months and trying for a long time, it seems that I stumbled upon a very weird gray area with titles, specifically PA titles, and specifically with the New York DMV. I don't know, but all I know is I finally gave up, and to this day I still am not sure what is correct or who is correct or what the heck was up with that. But that, my friends, is why the Focus is now currently getting parted out and sold in pieces. It sucks because it was a decently clean car, and while it was just another Focus ZX3 with 150,000 miles, we're talking about the difference between making like maybe 800 total off of all of the parts and 3,000 off of the car as a whole with a clean title that could be registered. So I went from being able to make like 1,000 or more profit to losing about 1,000 off of the whole thing between the car and the parts that I had bought. So that really sucks. But at this point, time is money, and that is why I decided to do what I did with the car. The more I stall and try to figure out a way to get that car registered, the more time I'm wasting that I could have been flipping other cars. I decided that it was finally time to cut the loss and move on to the next project. So here's to the journey. I won't let this one slow me down, that's for sure. I learned a lot, and that is the main thing. That's why I'm here, is to learn. So I hope I can help you guys out too. And I really just wanted to make this video. I know it's gonna be short and not super exciting. My apologies for that, but I wanted to throw this up really quick, just kind of more as a friendly warning to any of you guys who have thought about like going to Copart or going to anywhere auto auction related or whatever, or even just buying a car private party. You never know, and you gotta make sure that you see that title, you sign off on it, and that's all good to go, because that can seriously, like, that could be a big deal breaker. And I never realized it before. I was like, oh, it'll work out, you know, paperwork's whatever, but no, it can be really complicated. So auto auctions too, there's a lot of hidden fees and things like that, and auctions in particular can get really complicated. So if you're in the game, you're a dealer, you already have everything that you need to, you know, do all this stuff, all the resources that you need. It's a completely different story. Coming from one personal individual trying to buy a car through an auction to another, just be careful. Go pick up the car yourself, and or at least go and sign the title yourself, exchange the money yourself, and don't get yourself screwed over. But again, I'm not pointing fingers, I'm not trying to dox anybody, I just want to tell the story. So hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, all you guys who've been asking about what happened to my Focus, now you know. I had to throw this video up because in the next couple days I have a huge video going live on the PT-GT, which is sitting just to the right of me. We made some big progress on that car, and I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek for the end of this video, so enjoy that. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this quick little video. You rock, God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Be sure not to miss it. Head down there and turn your notifications on. I cannot wait to put that one up.